last night started making a trip video, trip report. I keep saying trip video as if I'm just recording myself high. But that's not really the function of these videos. It's really to be informative to myself and anyone who I choose to show it to, just so that they're able to see the effects, the euphoria that I always talk about associated with the LSA, and also just so people get just a look at my face. You know what I mean? My eyes were very low in the first video. I could barely explain what it is I was experiencing, but the experience itself was just so profound. That one actually was extremely silly. I felt just good, and it was a lot of fun, but that just wasn't able to make the video or even type up a report or anything. So I'm making a follow-up just to explain the process that I went through to prepare the seeds, to ingest the seeds, and then just the experience I had once I had ingested them. I started off with 10 seeds and begun to scrape the coating off with a pocket knife. That's my typical preparation. I've tried the cold water extraction. Didn't have much luck with that. That was actually before I decided that scraping the majority of the outside coating off was the best way to take them to avoid the nausea, even though I had read on Arrowwind and lots of other sites about the damn coating. I still refused to follow the instructions that were on those sites until I decided for myself. So pretty much until I thought it was a good idea, it wasn't an idea at all. So I finally got around to that, and man, it took the nausea and eliminated it almost completely. Almost completely wiped out the nausea. That is to say, the extreme to the point of throwing up nausea that I got when I didn't take off the outer coating. So there's still a large degree of nausea, as in if I eat something I'll puke for sure, or some gassiness that I see is associated with the seeds, the digestion of them. So anyway, once I got the outside coating all scraped off, I was down to 8 by that time because I dropped a couple and didn't feel like getting down and searching for them in my bedroom, so I left them on the floor and I just decided to take 8. The taste, by now I've done this enough time to where my body does not respond well to the taste. That's gonna go play a part in the edibles portion of my LSA research, but that's another story. But for this time around, this test, I took the seeds and I put them in my mouth, and then I immediately took 2 Starbursts pressed together, sort of smashed together, put it in my mouth as well, and started sort of chewing them all up together. Since the Starbursts don't just sort of fall apart in your mouth and dissolve, they kind of stick around, they're kind of chewy. It kind of went well with smashing everything up and getting the taste of the seeds not to be so strong inside my mouth. That worked out fantastic. I didn't have any of the bitterness of the seeds. It's actually not a bad taste. It's just really lively, really that's the best way I could describe the taste. It's alive. It's a real seed. If you plant it, it will grow. So it's you're not dealing with dead plant matter here. Another thing, what happened next? Well, once I got the seeds down, part of the reason why I chose the Starburst this time, my first time doing that, is I felt like the seeds mashed up in the Starburst would actually combine with the Starburst and give it something to hold on to for when my body goes to digest it and make that a much slower process rather than crunching them up and swallowing them, or any of the number of the other ways that you take them, even the cold water extraction. The fluid just doesn't stay in your body long enough for your body really to have a chance to actually absorb the LSA. So I tried something new this time around. I had used chocolate once before. Went through a sort of different process with preparing the seeds with the chocolate. It didn't go over as well as this time with the Starburst did. Now on to the effects. The come up, as it's called. Oh shit, there's a chihuahua on the street. Just running literally south on Sheridan. Oh, he's out of the street now. Okay, good. So anyway, the come up. Oh man, the come up was, it's not immediate, but you do sort of get these effects where it's like, okay, I feel like I've taken drugs. Okay, and that's not to say that it's panicked or tripping out, but you become aware within the first 10 minutes that you've taken something. And so that part's even fun in itself, because it just makes you very much aware, and it starts getting you prepared for the experience to come. About an hour or so in, I'll say an hour just to be safe as far as time's concerned. An hour in, I was starting to feel it in different spots in my body. I was getting the feeling myself motion that people associate with ecstasy. You know, just sort of rubbing on my chest and kind of feeling different parts of my body and becoming very aware of my heartbeat and different things like that. I had actually smoked a bit of weed before taking the LSA, which is important to note just as far as how it was effective, the LSA I mean. So I had smoked maybe just, a few passes of a blunt and put it out. Then I had then me and my girlfriend, we smoked a bit more and put it out. So it was a nice sized roach by that time, which I opted to smoke alone for the purpose of the LSA research. Excuse me. I'm sort of getting off track. Just trying to piece together the entire evening. So I took the seeds, and then once I started to feel a little queasy, that was when I decided it was time to take a few hits off of the roach. I did that, and the come up accelerated rapidly. By this time we're about 2.5 hours in, and so the come up was nearing its peak at that time, and so we were getting ready for a full-blown LSA experience. And what happened then, my pupils were probably dilated as largely as I've ever seen them dilated. That's including with trips to the eye doctor for eye surgery, when they dilate for purposes of examination and different things like that. They were full blown, and that was sort of scary, only because I was reading some things about mydrasis, however it's pronounced. I'm not sure. Sort of ignorant to some of these new terms I've come across in dealing with drug research. But man, it was larger than they've been any of the other times that I've had a comparable experience. And it was sort of scary, but I kept my cool. The LSA doesn't really cause you to lose your cool under those sorts of situations where something you can be perceived to be serious is happening. Maybe you might feel like your life is at risk in one way or another, but it doesn't cause you to panic. So that's good. So I kept my cool through that, and was able to enjoy the rest of the experience. The main thing, was the extreme euphoria, and also a desire to find something interesting to do or to experience along with the LSA, which was difficult inside the house, but I had been walking a good deal that morning, and I just really wasn't up for more walking, so we canceled that part of the experiment, coming out and sort of experiencing some nature. So I tripped in the house, and this video is getting kind of long. I'll try to keep it under 15 minutes, so I only have a few more minutes. Not much else left to say anyway. But the effects, the visual effects begun to kick in. I sat down with my son near the peak. I mean, it's about maybe 3.5, close to 4 hours in. So I sat down with my son, and he was playing a game on the computer. A really kiddie game with sort of really simplistic art drawing, but the effects of the game and also the artwork were just extremely vivid and interesting to me. And I sat and I watched them, and I, cheered him on, and I gave him pointers on how to play the game, to have more success with it. And he had fun with it. I had fun with it. And it's not really extremely dopey. So where you can communicate with people and you can, express yourself and articulate yourself, not particularly well is the problem that I was having when attempting to make on the scene trip report as I was having the experience. It just makes it very difficult because you're experiencing so many different feelings all at once. The main one just being, oh my goodness, I feel so good type feeling, and so I had that experience at the computer, just chilled for a little while. Once he had taken a turn on the computer, he was on there for maybe about 30 minutes. I downloaded myself some stuff to watch on my iPod, and then I just proceeded to go and check out some hip-hop videos in the bed by myself. Just some Jay-Z stuff, and some other little short videos, MP4s that I downloaded from YouTube. Maybe I'll make a video on how exactly to do that for people who are curious about that. And that's when I just, I started to get a little bit more queasy. So I got my little roach, and I smoked the rest of my roach. By this time, dinner was underway. It was being cooked, or was just about done around that time. I had no interest in eating. The smell of the food was really good, and I thought about it. Physically I was hungry, but mentally I just wasn't prepared to eat. And so I just didn't eat. I spent the rest of the night sort of rolling around, just in this euphoric, just really silly, just sort of muttering to myself. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have anything to really experience aside from my videos. And as I'm trying to watch my videos, I'm watching interviews with rap artists, with rap hip-hop artists. And I keep taking a break every 5 or 10 minutes to play a couple of their songs, just as they're referenced in the article and stuff like that. It was actually pretty fun. But I just really didn't have much else of interest to do or to experience or anyone really to talk to. So that sort of made it dull for me, and also sort of dull to even describe. But the experience itself was just great. It was great. It was out of this world. One of the best LSA experiences I've had so far. Obviously, I think that the marijuana played a big factor in that. This would rank the top LSA experience I've had so far, even outranking the former best one when I came up with the concept, main concept and name for Fourth and Exchange. So that's that. Coming up on 15 minutes. So I wanted to keep it right around there. And peace.